I'm Trish Toby with WARC reporting to you live from Westchester, New York, where there appears to be some sort of mutant menace on the loose.
Hey, everybody, I'm Pat Reber.
And I'm Matt Ockamp.
And say it with us, sweet Douglas.
Welcome to Mutant Menace.
Oh, Matt.
Patrick.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for welcoming me to this evening.
How are you doing today?
I've been better. I've been sick again.
Oh,
eagle-eared listeners will go, man, didn't that guy get sick like 4 times in this past couple months? Yes, he did. And what the hell, Pat? What's your best Pee-wee Herman impression? This has been bugging me. I watched Pee-wee Herman as himself. That's not bad.
That's just the laugh.
Can you do his voice? His voice
give me
is
something
so...
to say.
Say, hold on. Are you still there, Miss Hudson? Hello.
Are you still there, Miss Hudson? Hello.
Are you still there? Are you
still there, Miss? Are you still there, Miss Hudson?
The problem. He's got 2 voices, and one of them is kind of like, and one of them. Ooh, that's not bad.
That's getting there.
I was working on it so hard, man. I spent in like an entire and one of them. And what? But then he's got a second one where he goes like this
when he gets excited.
Yeah, and yeah. It's impossible. He's got an impossible voice to do. Pat, what are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today? Today, Matt, we're talking about the nation of Canada.
Okay.
It
was founded in, hold on, let me pull up the notes that I took from all of my research.
You know where you can find all of this information, Matt, actually, is in the pages of Alpha Flight.
Yeah, you're probably right.
John Byrne
loves to tell us all about
the geographical relativity of different cities in Canada. We are reading John Byrne's Alpha Flight once again for the 3rd time, I believe.
Yeah, we're not stopping. You guys were like, they won't do this more than twice.
We'll do it more than 3 times.
We're probably going to do it at least 5 or 6 times.
Oh, God. Now, episode 1, if I recall, we were both kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? Episode 2, we were like, oh, this is fine. There's a way to read Alpha Flight that makes it enjoyable. It is, number 1, remembering that they're not real superheroes, right? They're kind of like, they are the B team, and although they never acknowledge it, it's just clear through their actions.
Right.
Number 2.
And we don't know if that was John Byrne's intent, but it is a good read on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it is the lens through which we're viewing it. And number 2, you just kind of have to ignore John Byrne's actual writing. Like the narration, the dialogue. You need it for the facts, but you have to take that out of consideration if you want to enjoy the comic.
Just kind of like absorb it as a visual storytelling piece. I don't know. Yeah,
and the words are there to help tamp that down, to help hold it back so you don't blow your mind from the honestly beautiful art. There's so much care put into these issues.
And just like really good, again, visual storytelling. If anybody else besides maybe like Bill Mantlo, we're handling this script. But okay, that was 1 and 2. What did you think about 3?
So 3, I was actually a bit enamored with.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I will say, and we can talk more about this at the end of the episode, but the dialogue's a problem, the narration is a problem, the pacing of these stories, and again, the beautiful, whether it's action-packed or just 7 different angles of the same hospital room, the art is impeccable.
Right. I absolutely, this is the when I told you I think you'll love this is the era that I was imagining. This is what I was remembering.
Okay. Yeah, it is something different, which is what I think I love more than anything about it, is like it's a different way to tell superhero stories, and it's being executed perfectly. Story-wise.
Yeah, but like you're saying, again, we'll talk about this more towards the end, but this dialogue is a fucking mess. I really love these characters, and I love these characters because of Byrne's run. He's creating this really cool world with these really cool characters who have a real inner lives and cool costumes and cool people. Like there's so much good here. But the moment to moment of reading these books is it's rough. When you look at a page, you're like, yes! And then when you're halfway through reading a page, you're like, God, there's still more words.
Yeah, you're sick of the art by the time you're done reading the words in each panel. One last thing to note, John Byrne continues to be a true fashionista. Everyone, when not in costume, is impeccably dressed.
Yeah,
they're extremely fashionable, very 80s, but also with a bit of a timeless twist.
Yeah. He puts a lot of thought into people's clothing and costumes. Like at one point during this, Marina gets a costume update, and it's like, that's harder to draw. Like that, what you've done for yourself is you've taken her very simple costume and made it incredibly hard to draw. And he did that to himself because he was like, this looks cooler. But yeah, everybody looks great. Or they're nude. There's a lot of
nudity.
Yes.
And John Byrne's good at drawing people nude.
Well, the women, he only draws women nude, but yeah, he's good at drawing it. Or he draws a man's hairy chest, I guess, a lot. And there's a lot of Namor. Yeah. No, I take it back. There's a lot of nude. A
lot of Namor in his budgie smuggler.
So where did we leave Alpha Flight after number 2?
So after number 2, they had fought Omega Flight, if you remember, a collection of Beta and Gamma Flight rejects that were gathered by Jerry Jackson to take revenge out on Guardian for stealing the
Guardian suit that he invented.
Right? Because he didn't want it to be used for nefarious purposes by the Canadian government.
Who is your favorite Omega Flight?
Honestly, and it'll pay off here. Roger Box, that guy,
same,
clearly ruled.
Yeah, well, I want to say chubby, but I think he's just beefy.
Yes, he is extremely muscular up top, and also like you can throw chubby in there too. He's
just like a chubby, muscular man, nerdy looking man.
He's a bulky
in a
guy.
wheelchair. He's missing both of his legs, and he invented a robot.
Yeah, that has that same like physical structure, but also stands at 10 feet tall.
And is that all we know about Box at this point? He invented a robot. That's all.
Yes, and that he was a Beta Flight member. He had a close relationship with Guardian, which is why he refused to fight when Omega Flight attacked Guardian. It was actually Jerry Jackson who was controlling the Box robot. Guardian ended up dying in that fight. He defeated the robot, but died himself.
Right. And if you know more about Box, we don't know that stuff about Box yet, just so you know.
There's more?
Oops. Okay. So what happened?
So Guardian died in that fight. His helmet blew up in his hands. Heather McDonald, his wife, Heather Hedson McDonald, his wife, was standing right there. She saw it happen. She saw him just burn to a crisp.
He kind of had this thing where he was trying to disassemble the battery pack on his uniform, and he had it timed down to the second, and he was like, if I waste even 1 second here, I'll die. And then Heather popped in to the room, and she was like, what's going on in here? And then it blew up. He burnt to cinders.
Yeah.
She had no way of knowing.
At second one. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So, seems tragic, but also it's comic books.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Marina, our undersea alien.
Our amphibious, human-shaped alien green lady.
Is hanging out with Namor. I believe you referred to it as Bing-bonging.
Yeah, she's just busy Bing-bonging Namor all over Atlantis, right? Like, that's why she didn't come on this adventure, because she was like, I'm too busy Bing-bonging everybody.
Yeah.
Not Bing-bonging everybody. Hey, everybody, comma, I'm too busy Bing-bonging this one man.
And I think that's where we left him.
Yeah. I think you're right. And I think what you had said, you were like, obviously Guardian's coming right back. Maybe you didn't say right back.
But I said, like, how long is he really dead for?
Yeah.
And we're about to find out.
We'll find this out.
But first, Matt.
Yeah.
Do you mind elbowing the piano player? Thank you.
He fell asleep. Wait, he's still asleep.
Okay. Nudge him again. Nudge him again.
He's playing, but he's like asleep.
I'm
nudging him. I'm
long,
nudging him.
dude. People don't want to just listen to this.
I'm nudging him, and he won't stop.
It's only funny when it's brief.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Fade him out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
he's
welcome
still playing behind me. I just.
Welcome to Pat's Email Corner. We did have a brief moratorium on pilk discussion, and I think, Matt... I think this chat has reached its pinnacle, and I'll explain exactly why here. First up, to help me explain, is Email Michael. He says, hey, Pat, tell Matt that I heard his complaint about nobody sending videos of themselves drinking pilk loud and clear, and posted a video of myself doing so on the Discord. This was a couple of weeks ago at this point, but... if you are not on the Discord, get in there. I guarantee it is a lovely video where Email Michael drinks pilk. He says, so if anyone wants to see Email Michael getting annoyed at drinking pilk, it's out there now. Never ask me to eat or drink anything for you again.
Okay. What do we...
So there's been some discussion over this. I recall us being disappointed that nobody was taking up the reins of the pilk challenge. And it seems like Email Michael did this before Mikey Two Mails let everybody know that he had done the same thing. He had gone through and drank pilk.
Right. What do you think about the phrase, like, never ask me? Because we did technically, it is true. We did ask our listeners to drink pilk and send us videos of it.
Yeah.
So was that irresponsible of us, or were people supposed to know that was a joke and it's on them for actually doing it?
Listen, I'm glad that they did it. I don't want anybody to feel like there was no sincerity behind our request. I wanted to know.
So much like a breakup. Look, I'm glad that all this happened. And look, we got a lot out of this, and we appreciated it when it was happening.
Yeah. I will be forever changed by the pilk discussion. But no, Email Michael, thank you for doing this again. This was before we got tired of it. So this was absolutely, we thank you for your service. We have one more here from Mikey Two Males. Matt, if you recall, Mikey Two Males already drank Pilk. He sent us a video of it, but the perspective
didn't allow us to see it curdling.
So he sent us a new video.
Yeah.
He does let us know he didn't drink it again, which, was not a requirement. It seems like a waste of Pilk, but
all right.
We watched the video. He's absolutely right. He pours a can of Pepsi over a small amount of milk, and yes, right away it curdles. He says curdles. It seems more like foam, but it's also...
Yeah, I don't think it curdles. I think it just foams.
I don't know if we've answered the question then. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think we need to see some, I think we would have needed to see...
And Mikey Two Males, we are not demanding that you do this again. Email Michael. We're not asking you to do this.
I think we would have needed to see flattened soda poured into milk, or
you're right, the foam is obscuring it because of the same reaction, right? It's causing the foam to generate so quickly.
Maybe, or the milk poured kind of in a way where we can see the liquid before the foam. I don't know. I've never made it. I've never made Pilk. So look, don't let me be your backseat Pilker. Pilk maker. Pilkamist.
The backseat piver.
I don't think you need to add driver in there.
I think at this point, we've done enough experimentation. We need an expert to weigh in. So if anybody does understand the science behind milk curdling and can help us understand,
though,
mutantmenacepod@gmail.com.
There's only two things that can further this discussion. Number one, an expert.
Yeah.
Number two, you guys raising enough money on our Patreon that we have to drink it.
We are still not there. Can you believe that?
I know. We came
so close.
Wild.
I think we're at $85.
It was wild.
That wonderful. Thank you, everyone. But
skyrocketed up to the amount that we're at now, and then it just froze. Which is fair. We haven't released any bonus content really in the majority of the month of March. We're sorry for that. And also, that you give us money at all is blows my mind.
Very appreciative.
So thank you.
Got some more bonus content coming for you Patreon folk. But tell your friends to give us $5 to $10, and we'll be at that sweet $100 level.
And we'll be drowning in Pilk.
Sorry, I just pictured drowning in Pilk, and
well, if it does curdle, then you have some chunks to really help pull you up.
But you're still trapped under all that foam and all the gas inside.
Oh my God!
It's a great would you rather.
The idea of trying to you're drowning in just an incredible amount of liquid, and you're trying to swim up to the top, but you keep hitting the foam, and so you're getting little tiny bits of air from the foam bubbles, but it's still water coming into your mouth and lungs. It's like you're waterboarding yourself while trying to gasp for breath.
And also such a small percentage of those bubbles is oxygen too.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. So you're breathing.
Okay.
You're breathing and not feeling like you've taken a breath. You're going and still feeling like you are completely starved of oxygen. Wow.
Here's a would you rather, mutantmenacepod@gmail.com, where this kind of podcast now. Would you rather drown in Pilk or mayonnaise?
Would you rather drown in Pilk or mayonnaise?
And why? mutantmenacepod@gmail.com. This will be great for when our guest comes on.
Can we though say And what X-Men would you like to drown next to? Like, we've got to get some X-Men stuff in here.
Nobody's writing to us about X-Men stuff, Matt. They want to talk
rather
Pilk.
drown in Pilk or mayonnaise? And what X-Man would you drown next to? If you had to drown next to an X-Man.
If you're drowning in one, an X-Man is drowning in the other. Choose that X-Man.
And you can't choose an X-Man that'll save. Like, this X-Man isn't saving you. They can't be
immune to mayonnaise.
If you are saved from this drowning, it is only through your own efforts. But as the drowning is beginning to occur, there's an X-Man next to you. Who is it? And what are you drowning in? And how happy are you?
1 to 10. How satisfied are you with the experience?
Versus some other option, and then give us we need to understand your scale.
One more emailer, Matt. We actually got 2 emails from Sweet Douglas. If you noticed at the top of the show, he submitted his name as somebody to.
And you better have. Sweet Douglas, you better have said "Welcome to Mutant Menace" at the top of this show.
Yeah, we did this for you. But Sweet Douglas is now among our cast of names. If you want to be on that list, Sweet Douglas gets the formatting exactly right here. No subject in the body. Just send us your name, and that's it.
That's what you need to do, and then you're in.
And then Sweet Douglas also ignores formatting rules in a second email. He says, "Hey guys, here's my address so I can spread the joy of your amazing podcast. He's joining our street team."
All right, read that address out to the listeners.
So, Douglas, please stand by. We'll have some mailers out soon, as well as everybody else that has provided us their addresses. I promise, if you haven't gotten them yet, they will be on their way within the next couple of weeks. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
And that's the end of Pat's Emo Corner.
His eyes are, I'm telling you, his eyes are still closed.
He tells us he's good enough to play in his sleep, and then he plays like this.
He did that fade out, though. He did that fade out. That was strange that he did the fade out while asleep, and now he's sitting up straight in his chair, looking forward at the piano with his hands folded over the piano, but he's actually snoring.
Okay, he's snoring because his eyes are wide open.
Oh yeah. What? Sorry, I should have mentioned that. I've gotten used to it by now, but yeah, he sleeps with his eyes open, so I can tell when he's asleep and when he's just staring off into space, which also happens a lot. He's a very sad guy.
The key signifier being his snoring. Matt.
Yeah, please.
Have you done anything X-Men related this week?
Again, I got as if I've been being attacked by some supervillain. I got sick again.
Right.
So it's kind of like when the X-Men get attacked by a supervillain who makes them sick.
Sounds a lot like the movie Osmosis Jones.
Also, I read a lot of X-Men comics. Pat, have you done anything X-Men related this week?
In fact, I have, Matt. I started reading a new book called The Dispossessed by Ursula K Leguin. I've read The Left Hand of Darkness, which was the only other book I've read by her, but loved it and picked up another fairly popular title of hers. So already loving this one. It is incredible the way that she can build a world or sort of a society with just a few words. She knows exactly how to just lay out the rules that you need without making it seem clunky or expositional. It's Yeah, really good stuff.
I've actually never read Ursula K. Le Guin. I watched the Tales of Earthsea movie, the Studio Ghibli adaptation, and I loved it. And I've always been like, I got to read some Ursula K. Le Guin, and then I have not gotten around to it. But it's worth it. It's well worth it.
Yeah, Left Hand of Darkness for me was, I think, a great entry point. I picked that up and I couldn't put it down.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what was X-Men related about that?
Oh, well, she has the most X-Men name I've ever heard.
My name
Ursula
is
K. Leguin. Sounds like
yeah,
a mutant for sure.
Well, all that having been said,
yeah,
are you ready to read with me some Alpha Flight?
Oh, right. We should have asked about Canadian things.
Did you do anything Canadian this week?
No,
me neither.
Then yeah, let's get into Alpha Flight number 13, Matt. Nightmare. We once again get some hidden credits here.
They're hard to they're hard to read and they
find.
don't have jobs assigned. Yeah.
They don't have jobs, but we have Byrne, Yankus, Higgins, O'Neill, and Pooter. Release date May 15th, 1984. Cover date August 1984. We open on the somber, silent funeral of James MacDonald Hudson, also known as Mac, or Guardian, or Vindicator, or the Canadian Captain America. The entire team, except Marina, are graveside and say goodbye to Heather one by one, leaving her alone. There's a scene of Snowbird saying goodbye to her and then transforming into an owl. And there's just this moment where her black dress is like starting to form around her like giant wings before she anamorphs into an owl. And it looks so noisy among this really solemn crowd and these wordless panels. It's pages and pages of wordless panels. Can you just imagine a somber moment being interrupted by her going, oh, yeah, and then back to silence.
It's again, though, also just like, you're right, pages of silent. We are 13 issues in, and we have had 2 issues so far in which he does like 8 wordless pages. We did an issue where he did 8 pictureless pages. They were just blank, and all that was there was words.
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then now he's doing it again, and he'll do something else very similar to, like, this guy does not want to be writing this fucking book.
And imagine there's 8 wordless pages and we're still complaining about the amount of words per page.
That's true. Yeah, if only he would just write less words, then maybe he wouldn't have to give us so many wordless pages. But it's effective here because it's a funeral, and he communicates a lot with each person's goodbye.
Yes.
So like Shaman comes up and gives her like a tender touch on the shoulder and a hug, and then Snowbird it's kind of tender, like she moves the hair out of her face, but then turns into a screech owl and flies away. So it's like like very Snowbird, like caring but very distant. Aurora and Sasquatch are just kind of like, they're holding on to each other the whole time. They say goodbye at like a bit of a distance, and then Walter has to kind of console Aurora as they walk away. So they're sympathetic. They love Heather, but they're so wrapped into their own emotions that it's clearly it's more about Aurora and Walter than it is about Heather in this moment. Even when Aurora hugs Heather, it seems more like Heather's comforting Aurora than the reverse. Then North Star, who won't approach her, turns his head away, flies away. He's either angry at her or he's angry at himself. It's hard to tell.
Right.
And then Puck is just really, really warm and comforting and kind. So it's like each person kind of shows their personality in the way that they say goodbye, which is cool.
And then we get Wolverine watching from a hillside nearby.
Also very Wolverine.
And thankfully so, as the grave cracks open and the burning form of Guardian comes bursting from it. He buys Heather enough time to flee before burning to cinders himself at Guardian's touch. But the victory is short-lived as Mac's flaming corpse catches up to her and she wakes up screaming.
Wait.
Oh! It was
a dream. Okay.
He
got me there.
Wolverine is on the cover of this issue for this moment. These two pages where he's in somebody's dream and gets burnt to death.
Hey, this is the first half of the issue. The issue is half over.
That's true. Heather wakes up confused, looking for Mac, but Michael rushes into the room to calm her and put her back to bed. He and Judd have been staying with her for the past month. While Puck wants Shaman to fix her mind with magic, Michael insists she must go through this on her own. They talk about how smart Alec is now action figure sized and lives in Shaman's medicine bag. What?
So this was the decision. Because, okay, so remember during the fight with Omega Flight, smart Alec's like, I'm smart enough to figure out this friggin' magic bag, steals it from Shaman, and Shaman's like, oh wait, don't look in there, you're not gonna like this. And smart Alec's like,
yeah,
I'm too smart for this, looks in and immediately goes insane, and he's catatonic.
He comprehends it, but the human brain can't actually hold all of that, so yeah, he goes catatonic,
and he's just standing there like a statue,
and they're like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with this?
And what Puck wants to do, he's like, we should kill the guy, I blame him for Guardian's death. And Shaman, I guess, was like, no, I'm going to shrink him to a little action figure and keep him in my bag.
What a fucked up thing to do. Put him out of his misery.
Just squash him.
Shrink him down to action figure size, and then while he's catatonic, just have him float around some netherworld
in the place that drove him insane to begin with. So like, if he even starts to recover, he's immediately being hit by that same sensory input. And like, Shaman's like, I'll figure out a way to cure him, but dude.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
The next day, the three head to Parliament Hill to meet with Gary Cody and tell him what happened to Guardian.
Which one? Who,
now,
Gary or...
Now, if you're Canadian or have any knowledge of Canadian politics, you might be saying, Parliament Hill, isn't that the Prime Minister of Canada's office? And yes, yes, it is. They mention that Pierre Trudeau resigned the day before. And so this was the most convenient office space Gary Cody could find to meet with the remaining members of Alpha Flight.
Holy shit.
In real life, at the time of them writing this issue, Pierre Trudeau announced his resignation and then said, I'm going to stay until my successor is chosen. Essentially, he wasn't going to win the next election. So he resigned to give someone else a chance, agreed to stay on until that election was decided and they could put somebody else in.
Yeah, normal shit.
In John Byrne's mind, he announced his resignation and then just left, and the country was prime ministerless for a few months.
And look, listen, to be fair to him, like, Donald Trump is like one of the worst human beings to ever walk the earth. So like, who can blame us for this? But if he did the right thing and was like, you know what, I suck at this, I'm leaving. Yeah. We would do the same thing. We'd be like, look, and he's even a little fucking bitch walking out of the office like a little fucking asshole. And It's like, that's what you guys wanted.
Dancing on his grave.
Yeah. When you don't like a politician, they literally can do nothing right, even quit in your eyes.
All right. So they are in the Prime Minister's office in Parliament Hill since it's not being used. Heather.
Fucking funny.
Heather struggles through the story before asking Cody what the government intends to do about all of this, about Guardian's death.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Gary says.
Hey, Gary!
Alpha Flight was a part of Department H, which was top secret. He even reinforces it. It's like, top secret.
Yeah, John Byrne wrote the clap emojis. And, oh, fuck. Do you think when we get to, like, 2020's comics, there will be clap emojis written into dialogue balloons?
I hope so. I hope it's already in, I don't know, Ms. Marvel? Squirrel Girl? When Department H closed down, it and everything connected to it was wiped from existence as far as the government was concerned. And with Pierre Trudeau's resignation, there's no one left who even knows about this stuff. Another thing you fucked up, Trudeau.
Your Black Ops programs, now what are they supposed to do without you? They're all homeless.
On top of that, Alpha Flight was not an official team anymore. Judd wants to beat up Cody. But like, Heather...
He's like, if we can't get money from you, I'm going to beat you up. At least that'll make me feel better.
But Heather thanks him for being honest, and they all leave. Over some fast food, the trio keep chatting, and it turns out that Heather can't even cash in on Mac's life insurance. She has no home, no job, no family, and no Alpha Flight. She's fucked.
Yeah. Hey, but Heather McNeil Hudson isn't beaten yet.
We don't know that here. This was a real bummer.
She says it, but yeah, we don't know it. It does look like there's nothing for this
quick epilogue. We cut to Toronto where a dude is running for his life along some docks and gets pulled into the water screaming, which is the only signal we get that there will be another issue of Alpha Flight.
Right.
At the end of this, they could have ended Alpha Flight right here. It would have been a bummer note, but Heather is just like, yeah, Alpha Flight doesn't exist anymore. And we're all moving on.
They make it so clear. Like, they go so far to be like, they're like, well, you could stay with your family. And she's like, I cut off my family when I married Mac. And then they're like, oh, well, you can stay with your friends. She's like, I don't have any friends. My only friends were Alpha Flight and Mac, and he's dead. And you guys all live scattered across the country. And then like, okay, well, at least you have your house. Nope. Nope. We tried to buy a new house. We didn't finish that process yet. And our old house is gone. So I'm homeless. like she's literally just like one by one. Like I have the clothes I'm wearing. The end.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the end of Alpha Flight.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming. No, it's not the end of Alpha Flight.
Just kidding.
Next is Alpha Flight 14. Man, more just like, it's hard to figure out Judd's moral code.
Yeah, I'm sure we've talked about this before, but just tied to John Byrne's baffling view of masculinity, right? It's, if it would be cool to threaten to beat someone up or kill someone, then that's his reaction. If it would be cooler to be worldly or peaceful in this situation, then that's his reaction.
Because the problem here is that it's just like Judd is supposed to not be like a Wolverine. He's supposed to not be like a wild card. He's supposed to be like a worldly, smart, thoughtful guy. And yet he's just constantly like, we should kill this guy. We should beat this guy up. I want this guy dead. Yeah. I think all drug dealers should die.
Just running on impulse.
Yeah. And it made sense when it was Wolverine. But with Puck, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
So you got this character, he's building this character who's so cool and really nice, like really fun to be around, until he has these moments where you're like, who are you?
Yeah. Whereas if this were real life, you'd be like, hey, Puck, calm down, dude.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We're going to get a lot more Puck this episode. So why don't we move on to issue 14, Biology Class, created by John Byrne, colored by Antti Yankas, letterer Michael Higgins, editor Denny O'Neil, and editor-in-chief Jucky Shucky. How about that one? That's good.
Jucky Shucky.
Release date June 12th, 1984. Cover date September 1984. The issue opens with a silly poem about Canada. As Snowbird descends from the sky, landing in the wilderness next to Dr. Michael Twoyoungmen. He reminds her that she's not immortal and is actually 6 years. Finally, somebody's acknowledging she's fucking 6 years old.
Right? Yes. Yeah. It's not.
So she should. Yeah.
She's a 6-year-old demigod. So there's a difference in. She's not a 6-year-old child.
Yeah. Well.
But at the same time.
You learn your. Well, yeah, we're going to have to talk about this because, like, later she'll do some very mature things. But it's also uncomfortable that people treat her like a mature woman. So, like, I think we have to discuss, like, what is the concept of maturity we are going with here?
Yeah. Well, so Shaman puts it well here, I think, where he says that she has the wisdom of the gods, but is still but a babe. She is mature beyond her 6 years, but at the same time, she doesn't have the experience to back that up. And I think her character really tracks with that, where like, if it's a decision that would rely on common sense, she makes the right and smart choice. If it's a decision that would rely on experience, she doesn't necessarily.
I almost want to say the opposite of that, actually, because she'll do things like she will take responsibility for her actions, which is something that relies on thought and wisdom and experience. She keeps an adult job. She maintains life responsibilities that have literal world-shattering consequences.
Sure.
And next issue, I'll just jump ahead a little bit. Next issue, she will go and give that guy Doug, remember him? From
Spoiler
the RCMP.
warning.
She'll go give him an explanation for why she broke out of jail. That's a really mature-ass thing to do. It's a thing that a 6-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 20-year-old would not do.
Yeah. So file all that under wisdom of the gods.
Right. But she's also impulsive and kind of immature at times. Like she'll smash out of jail. She won't tell anybody who she is, even when like she's facing a fucking AWOL charge. Like she will do these wild, immature, impulsive things, but when it comes to actually living her life, she's got a maturity that's like, where did you learn this? I guess from the gods, but usually you learn these things from experience. It's a really hard concept to grasp, is like, how mature is she? And then in a couple issues, when somebody's in love with her, it's like, what are you in love with? She has the qualities of a mature adult in that you could say, yeah, she's very responsible. She's very honorable. She's very kind and compassionate. But then she has she also has these other qualities of like a child, which is like,
she's the original manic pixie dream girl.
That's a good, all right. Yeah, good point. So she should be resting and recovering from their battle in New York.
You remember that?
She thanks him, and despite just having arrived home moments ago, she flies off. In her wake, unnoticed by both of them, a strange eldritch stain starts to spread on the ground.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, Heather and Judd are taking and Heather's wearing a fucking fantastic outfit here.
Yes, she's got a puffy shirt. It's very 80s. It's got a cool pattern on it.
And it's got like this like big stitching holding different colored strips of fabric together.
Yeah.
They're taking some much needed time away walking along the Toronto waterfront when a scream pierces the air. They both run towards it, finding a woman screaming that her baby was taken by something in the water.
Oh no.
Heather instinctively tears her shirt off and jumps in. But is only
This is why he put her in that puffy shirt.
Yeah. She's only able to find the child's stroller, the child having been ripped out of it.
Ooh.
All right. Couple things. First, Judd is like, oh, that was a scream and doesn't sound like a good time scream. Puck!
He's not wrong.
No.
But
also, like, did you have to Did you have to say that?
That was for us, the reader, so we didn't think that the scream piercing the night air was sexual.
Yeah. So it's not like we're reading and we're like, no, guys, stop running towards it. They're just having sex.
Yeah.
Also, okay. She goes looking for the stroller. She finds it and she goes, oh man, looks like the baby's gone. They took the monster took the baby. So, but at least I can do for this woman is I can get her stroller back.
She doesn't need the stroller anymore.
No, just leave it, dude.
And
If I lost my baby and somebody's like, don't worry, I got your stroller back.
yeah.
I would not feel even like, oh, phew, that thing was expensive.
I'm so sorry for your loss, but now maybe you can sell this?
I'll vouch for you on Facebook Marketplace if you need a review. And the last thing I'll say is in the art here, fucking John Byrne is doing crazy things with her boobs in the water.
Oh my God. Yes, he is animating them panel to panel. But also, we didn't talk about this tentacle porn ass cover on the comic that just has Heather in a bra screaming while a set of tentacles start wrapping around her.
Up her leg, yeah, exactly. And again, her boobs are going crazy. She's in a bra, but they're like it's the sort of thing. I mean, we've all seen
It's
boob
like they
physics in water. Is like when somebody's in a woman's in water, the boobs kind of do go crazy. But like it's wild that he's, like you said, animating them in this way. They're in every panel, they're pointing in wild directions.
It seems like John Byrne spent all his research time on Canadian geography and the movement of breasts in water.
Yeah, he brought like his girlfriend or his wife or something to their pool and was like, all right, now I need you to swim up really fast. Okay, now left really fast. Okay, now right really fast. So she swims to the surface with the stroller. She turns around and she screams in horror as three dastardly looking tentacles reach out, wrap up her leg, and start pulling her down.
Oh no.
Puck manages to grab her hand and pull her free from its grip just as the police finally show up. The creature returns to the deep. Puck's mean to the police. Always got to mention when somebody's mean to the police. Love it.
Yes, the police are not helpful here.
Addie's blue boy, save the heroics. In a brief interlude, we see Aurora taking a shower at Sasquatch's apartment. Again, just there's so many naked people in these issues.
Yeah, she's fully nude.
When she's confronted by her...
she's taking a shower. You shouldn't... It would be expected that you would be fully nude.
So Aurora's... Yeah, she's getting out of the shower when she's suddenly confronted by her Jean-Marie personality in the mirror. She cowers in the corner as the narrator gives some pretty outdated diagnosis. He's like, if you're an idiot, you would
layman would refer to her as schizophrenic, but the medical term is classic paranoia.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not a doctor.
And she's clutching the toilet. I hate this. They do this all the time in like movies and TV and comics where somebody has some sort of like they're attacked by something in the bathroom, or they have a breakdown in the bathroom, or they're smoking pot in the bathroom, and they're really comfortable with their toilets. And I just like, for example, throwing up and hugging the bowl is something you see in movies a lot, right?
Yeah.
It grosses me out so fucking bad. Don't touch a toilet.
Well, you're already throwing up.
Yeah, but don't touch the toilet.
You have to. How are you going to support yourself?
You just lean, man. You just engage your core and you lean.
It's not.
You just, maybe you hold the top of the tank to steady yourself. Maybe you hold the sink on one side and you're like shower on the other.
I do need the support of the toilet here.
God.
I think this is a you thing. Like, I'll sit on my toilet to get something done in the bathroom.
Yucky.
Like if I have to clip my toenails, you don't sit on the toilet for that?
I don't clip my toenails in the bathroom. I clip
You don't
them
clip
over,
your toenails?
No, I clip them. I clip them over a tissue in a normal place.
While you're standing?
No, I was like, sit not in the bathroom and clip.
Because that would be cool. It's a brilliant rendering of a toilet. It's really hard to draw a toilet.
Yeah, he does. It's glimmering. It looks like an attractive.
It looks
toilet.
great. Try it. mutantmennicepod@gmail.com. Draw us a toilet.
But it's got a fuzzy toilet seat lid.
It does. I miss that era. Although that's unsanitary. You should never do that. But it's very cool that
no shag.
People didn't care.
No shag in your bathroom at all. At all. Do you remember they used to have shag toilet seats in like the 60s and 70s?
Yes. Disgusting.
Horrifying.
Absolutely. Probably pretty good to throw up on though.
Back in town while Heather recovers at the hospital, Puck relays the full experience to a detective who pulls down a chart he's made of 16 other victims of the creature. What do you think he drew those pictures?
He pulls down like a classroom world map style, like the projector screen, but he's got 16 people all lined up. It looks like a game of Guess Who.
He's like, I got John Byrne.
These are my murder victims.
I got John Byrne to draw these for me. 16 other victims that they've managed to keep quiet. Any remains they've found have shown the victims were dissected alive. They discuss the possibilities of a serial killer, a vampire, or an alien before Puck decides there's only one member of Alpha Flight that can help. Couple things. There's another doctor who comments on the attractiveness of her female patient.
Yes.
She's like,
why?
Yeah, exactly. She's like, her legs are all cut up from that tentacle. She won't be starring in any legs commercials anytime soon. Like, fucking shut up. And then there's a weird thing. There's like this nod to the fact that in Doctor Strange, I guess all vampires are dead.
Oh, right. The policeman is like, I'd say it was a vampire if that wasn't such a ridiculous thought. And Puck's like, actually, Inspector, vampires exist. Or at least they did until they all died.
So weird. There's also a line he's like, we got a serial killer here that makes Jack the Ripper look like strawberry shortcake. How many people did strawberry shortcake murder?
Didn't she kill that spider? She was eating her curds and whey.
Cut to Atlantis, where Namor is practically proposing to Marina. This is where she gets the cool outfit. It's got like stringy sleeves.
Yes, yeah, and it's other than that, it's a one-piece bathing suit.
Yeah, true. But she had a one-piece bathing suit already, but now she's got stringy sleeves.
That's right.
But Marina gets an Alpha Flight call. Namor accompanies her as she responds, despite some Atlantean bullshit he's got going on. Ugh. Marina meets Puck where he summoned her. She apologizes for almost killing him last time they met. Clearly, they're not just going to redo the same plot over again. He's like, hey, right. I've forgiven you. I don't hold a grudge. Besides, the writer wouldn't do the same plot a second time, beat for beat.
He is dressed so sharply here.
Yeah.
Between his like turtleneck sweater and the toque and the jacket.
Yeah, he looks great. He explains his theory. The same alien machine that created her might have created another cosmic egg. Cut!
Oh no.
To Calgary, where we zoom in on an archaeological dig site as the narrator takes some shots at the city's economic development. We see a student at the dig, Elizabeth, Twoyoungmen, uncover a human skull. Oh, great. Another anthropologist. We've not had luck with anthropologists here. We had the living monolith.
Right.
And Bolivar Trask.
Right.
And now we have Elizabeth Twoyoungmen.
She finds this skull and she goes, the skull, and the skull of a white man at that.
God.
Is she a phrenologist?
So I had this fight one time on Blue Sky where somebody was
Where is this gonna go?
And somebody was like, you can actually tell race based on somebody's skeleton. And I was like, well, okay. No, you can't. You can tell maybe like their genetic pool based on their skeleton. You can say, this skeleton has these features that are very similar to all these other people in this area. But unless you already know what the race of one of those people is, what their skin color was, you're not going to know.
Right. And archaeologists talk all the time about the deep variance between the types that they classify too, right? Like, well, I know.
Because again, you could say like, oh, heavy brow ridges mean this race, right? But there are people of every race with heavy brow ridges.
She's a student. She's learning. She's probably got some illicit influences at that school.
Plus, I only have a bachelor's degree. Who knows? She seems to be doing post-grad work, so maybe she knows more than I do.
Maybe they teach you that phrenology is real once you get there.
All right. Suddenly, the visage of a giant contorted face plumes out of the skull, shrieking, "Revenge!" That's how I imagined it, because it's like a real. Before, do it in your best
It's a
Pee-wee
terrifying contorted face. Revenge!
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 Yeah,
Revenge!
we've lost it.
It's impossible. It's impossible to do a Pee-wee voice. Elizabeth is terrified, but it appears no one else could see the apparition, so she knows there's only one man she can talk to. Her father, who she hasn't seen in 15 years, Michael Twoyoungmen.
Oh.
They treat this like a reveal, but it's like many people named Twoyoungmen.
Yeah. It's a pretty unique list. This is either his daughter or his sister.
Yeah.
Wild stuff. But I do have to say, like, the art here, the skull that she finds, the visage popping out of it, like it's very cool. It's creepy. You're like, oh, this is some sort of elder god's face that I'm looking at.
Yeah, definitely. If you don't read any of this too close, this issue rules.
Yeah. Let's continue that trend, Matt.
Oh, okay.
With Alpha Flight number 15, Blind Date. That sounds exciting, doesn't it?
I forgot this was the name of it. Do we know why it's called that?
I don't.
I cannot figure out. I mean, there's a point. There's one panel where Namor's in this one, where Namor gets blinded just for temporarily, just for a minute. Was that maybe the last thing Byrne wrote before he wrote?
That's gotta be it, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be. There's nothing else. Anyway.
John Byrne, writer, penciler, and he Yank Us, colorist, Rick Parker, letterer, Denny O'Neil, editor, and Jumpy Shumpy, editor-in-chief. Release date July 17th, 1984. Cover date October 1984. Anne Mackenzie, remember her?
Yeah, we just saw her last week.
Goes to the Northwest Territories to see her old co-worker at the RCMP, Sergeant Douglas Thompson. Remember him?
Yeah.
The guy who kind of tried to vouch for her, and then she just broke out of prison through the wall.
And he's like, damn it!
She sees him to explain why she broke out of her jail cell and disappeared. She reveals that she's actually Snowbird, the daughter of Nelvana, goddess of the Northern Lights, and Anne Mackenzie is just kind of a fake persona.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Doug springs an I love you on her.
God, who? How? It's literally just her looks. It's literally just her looks. There's nothing to love about her. She's got nothing about her. It's a fake personality, so she doesn't have any personal characteristics. He doesn't know the real her at all. It's just, you're hot. I love you.
No, it is the wise but
the wise
daft.
butt.
It's that wise butt.
You have a really wise butt.
And then that mixed with that childlike innocence. Again, she is the pixie dream girl, and Douglas Thompson is the Zach Braff writing her.
Do you think?
Like, I don't think she's actually that type of person. I think this is what Douglas is seeing in her.
It still feels thoughtless. It still feels like a thoughtless characterization, and kind of. I don't want to overemphasize this, but like, because I think this is only slightly problematic to me.
I'm feeling it for her. I think that it makes sense that she's going into this this way, that she's like, well, I'm not sure that I love you because I don't know that I understand that emotion, because I am, like I just said, a demigod.
I'm 6.
And 6 years old.
I think my conviction on this is getting a little shaken.
Yes.
But I don't. But
point for Pat.
But there's still something that feels weird about it to me. I wonder if I'll be able to articulate it as we keep reading, or if it'll just fade away and I'll just feel good about it.
Well, you chew on that, Matt. Meanwhile, back in Toronto, Marina leaves Puck on the shore to go searching Lake Ontario for the monster that's been killing people. They're trying to do this like creature of the deep dark sea, but they have to keep reminding us that it takes place in one of the Great Lakes.
Although they do, they're like, hey, just so you know,
the Great Lakes are pretty big.
The surface area of Lake Ontario is bigger than Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Rhode Island, and Vermont.
Here's where the rest of John Byrne's research time went into researching the square footage of U.S. states so he could figure out which ones were one-fifth the size.
And I looked it up, and it's really hard to judge exact square footage of like a landmass that big, because you got to think of like altitude and whatever.
Sure,
but he's for the most part correct. All of these are 1/5. So if you took Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and New Jersey and smashed them all together, that's roughly the size of Lake Ontario.
Interesting. After swimming around using her enhanced underwater senses, which this art is again very cool. Her like
boobs are normal.
It's got a radar effect. Her boobs, because of her physiology, her amphibious physiology, are totally normal. Her the puffy sleeves, the like fringy puffy sleeves, are waving around in the water really effectively. Some of the underwater scapes she comes across, it's just very cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of, because she's so deep in the water at some point, everything becomes just shadow. So it's her on like black outlines of the geology of it, and it's really cool. Though the only thing I'll say that is weird, absolutely no marine wildlife.
That's true.
She's swimming around a completely empty lake.
There's also, I'm sure there's a lot more art to see, but every panel is half filled with Marina explaining her emotions to herself.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
As she uses her enhanced underwater senses, she feels an intense loneliness coming from some chasm. She swims into its black depths only to find a weird air-filled cavern lit up by bioluminescent algae. She feels drawn to it, and we see her face frozen in shock.
John Byrne does the same I'm a little smarter than you thing again, where he's like, actually, she's no longer underwater. She must have made her way to the shore. She must have made her way under solid land, because water levels will even out. So it would be impossible to have like an air pocket like this underneath water.
Yeah, isn't she stupid for having thought of this concept? Because it's impossible.
So she must be under the land and not under the water anymore. Like, okay, all right, fine. I don't care. Shut up. And when she, at one point, when the thing gets narrow, she gets caught between some rocks as the tunnel gets narrow. And here's what he says. He says, like a moth between the stubby fingers of a small boy.
What a visualization.
You're a poet, John Byrne. My love for you is
like
caught
the
like
sands of hourglass through time, like a moth caught in the chubby fingers of a small toddler.
Your heart has grasped my soul like a weird little boy grabbing onto some sand in the sandbox and it's slipping.
Like the sticky sausage fingers of a strange, chubby little boy.
Like a sticky, chubby little boy. And he's grabbing some, I don't know, like a toy his parents bought him. And it's kind of like squishing a little bit.
And he spit up a little.
That's how much I love you, Juliet. I don't fucking know.
Then, after a short interlude of a nude Aurora deciding to affirm her identity's claim on her body by taking scissors to her hair,
okay,
we see Marina rising back up out of the water where Puck is still waiting for her. But she's back in her monstrous form and lunges at him. He dodges and uses his bullfighting training that he picked up in Spain with Ernest Hemingway to try and tire her out. It's a fun throwaway line until we get to the bullfighting art, which again is uniquely talented.
Yes.
But again, they're like, just like he mentioned, that time he spent with the famous American poet in Spain earned him his respect. And when Hemingway told his friends that Puck was worthy, they were stunned. Like,
yeah.
Shut up.
Show him doing something cool. Do not just sit here and tell us how one guy told a bunch of other guys that this guy was cool.
Like, be quiet. I'm trying to read comics.
And he also has some fucking ridiculous dialogue here. He has Puck saying, well, yes, the narrator saying, in all these years, Puck has never seen Marina show any signs of aggression, and then immediately as Puck thinking, this is the second time this has happened. Yes! We've seen, what the fuck are you talking about? We've never seen this before. You wrote it! You wrote it, my friend! And then yeah.
Then Namor shows up. And we get 100, as he's doing all this, Namor shows up, we get 100 more words about how graceful and cool and beautiful Namor is.
It's not even that. It's like, it's a shame no one was here to see that, because if there was a guy that was here and saw this, they'd be like, whoa, I can't believe I'm seeing this right now.
Right?
Fuck you!
And among these, 6 to 8 panels where he's describing the potential cool of Namor.
Yeah.
Namor's only line is, what the?
And he has Puck. When Puck is doing his bullfighting, he's like, all of my instincts, this is going to be tough because all my instincts are offensive, not defensive. I'm not going to be able to dodge for very long. Again, all we've seen you do is dodge. All you ever do is dodge.
I thought that was your thing.
Your whole thing is defensive, dodging and tucking and rolling and jumping around. And why are you having... John Byrne, you don't have to fill up the panels with this many words. Number one. Number two, stop lying to us.
So Namor appears from the water and, misunderstanding the situation, immediately knocks Puck out. Hands off my girlfriend. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Twoyoungmen bursts into her father's office, intentionally interrupting an appointment with a patient.
Don't do this.
Yeah, this is a HIPAA violation.
Absolutely. And the woman has to like pull her shirt back on, right? Like, it's like
she's getting a full exam. Like,
yeah, it's like fucking
private space.
When John Byrne is trying to mimic when they do this to somebody who's like, they're like, he's in a meeting and they're like, I don't give a shit. And then bursts in and is like, Father, where is my allowance?
He might be giving out a cancer diagnosis.
Right. This is a doctor. This isn't just like some businessman or something. This is a doctor with a patient, you asshole.
Well, he also just ignores his patient. He tries to reconnect immediately, but she's not here to talk about family stuff. She needs to talk to Shaman. Back in Toronto, Namor has realized his mistake as Marina attacks him. Puck wakes up only to be immediately nerve pinched back into unconsciousness. Poor Puck. By a mysterious figure. By a mysterious figure who is watching the fight from the shore. I say mysterious figure, but it's clear from the first line of his thoughts that it's the master of the world.
Remember him?
He's been planning for this, and he's interested to see how Marina will fare against Namor because his plans will require him to eventually destroy all the Atlanteans.
Okay.
I guess. Instead of letting it play out, though, he steps in to explain that Marina secretes an oil that causes temporary blindness and nerve strikes Namor unconscious.
What?
To be continued.
Why? He's like, this isn't going exactly according to my plans. I want to see how an Atlantean fares against Marina, one of my creatures. And then he comes in and stops the fight. Why? Yeah. What?
Well, he's got big plans, Matt. He is the master of the world.
Yeah.
I will say, at this point, it's been 40,000 years. If you remember the master of the world's whole story, he was a caveman 40,000 years ago, and then he found this device that produces cosmic eggs that create killing aliens, world-killing aliens. Nobody knows who he is. Aside from Alpha Flight, nobody knows who he is. You can't call yourself the master of the world if the first person to hear of you met you a year ago.
It's like that guy in New England who used to walk around calling himself the King of America. Because he's like, nobody's ever called themselves king before, so I can just declare myself king and I have no competition. That's master of the world. He's like, I am the master of the world. And they're like, yeah, you are, honey. Do you need a bagel today?
Job,
Oh, fuck.
All right, that's it for number 15. We're halfway through, Matt. You want to keep taking us
into Alpha Flight number 16?
Yeah.
And Forsaking all others.
Ooh.
John Byrne, creator, writer, penciler. Bob Wyacek, finisher. Andy Yankus, colorer. Rick Parker on lettering. New name.
He's some new techniques here too.
Yeah, he goes pretty crazy from the
he
jump.
Just makes all the letters very small so they can all fit. And
he does like weird like kerning that it's like,
yeah,
he's trying some stuff out. Denny O'Neil is editor and Juicy Sherbird is editor-in-chief. Release date August 14th, 1984. Cover date November 1984. The master of the world cruises along in his giant fish ship. It's got a big fish ship.
Just a big submarine, but it's shaped like a cartoon fish, like the fish from American Dad.
I made a ship. I made it look like a fish.
Fish ship.
Deep below the surface of Lake Ontario. And Puck and Namor, they're contained in tubes behind him, weak and with very little oxygen and hydration, respectively. The Master's impressed by their whales. He explains his whole thing. Takes a long time to explain. Takes like 7 pages.
Somebody, I think it was Puck, was like, what's going on here? And he's like, you know what? You guys got spunk. I'll tell you my plan.
Okay, his thing is, I wanted you guys to beat me up, actually. Remember when you beat my ass back in issue 4? I wanted my ass beaten, and you played right into my hands. But Patrick, I went back to issue 4. He does say basically every time we feel like he's losing, and we didn't comment on this because I don't think we noticed. He's like, everything's going according to plans. And then he disappears from that issue about halfway through.
Right.
And doesn't appear again. And then we are immediately misdirected by all the other shit going on. So we don't think about the fact that, like, oh, what was the deal with Master of the World?
So this long, convoluted plan that he recaps could have actually potentially been in John Byrne's head all the way back in Alpha Flight number 4.
I think it was, which is
all right.
Cool. I mean, yeah, that is impressive. It's interesting.
Again, I got no problem with the story structure here.
Yeah. Except for they're doing the exact same plot again.
Well, yes.
So he survived the explosion of his old ship, escaped to his fish ship, and found a new cosmic egg that's been unprogrammed. Ooh. Didn't touch Martha Smallwood or whoever. He reveals a Pharaoh Marina and then introduces a new hatchling in the same tank.
This is the 4th time that we get a fake creature reveal where one or two characters are like, oh my God, and then you turn the page and it's just a different scene.
It's a scene in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Mr. Jeffries, Pat, Madison Jeffries is here.
Madison Jeffries. I didn't catch his first name.
Yeah, I don't think they say it here, but that's not a spoiler. It's Madison Jeffries.
Hey.
I love this guy. He's at the apartment of Roger Box after being offered $1,000 plus travel expenses.
Says, I'll go anywhere for $1,000.
Box's plan is very simple. Avenge the assassination of Guardian by the coward Jerry Jackson. He wants to rebuild Box, his robot that was used by Jackson to kill Guardian, so that no one but himself can use it. Mr. Jeffries plays coy, but Box knows his secret. He's a transmutator, able to naturally understand mechanics and reshape inorganic material into any mechanical device he needs. Throws like he pulls one of those oh, your arms are broken? Think fast! And throws a baseball at somebody and they catch it and the whole courtroom is like, ooh. It's like that. He throws a bunch of mechanical parts at Jeffries. And then it just floats in midair and turns into a bionic arm.
Yeah. It's very cool. And it's such a cool power. I don't know if I'm thinking of this guy or somebody else, but if I'm thinking of this guy, then I also love him.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
He'll play a big role in the mid-2000s.
Okay.
X-Men.
That doesn't help. Oh, yes,
okay.
It does. Okay.
He's kind of like Forge in that way, but instead of being able to, it doesn't happen in his mind; it happens physically in front of him, and he doesn't know. And where Forge understands, his mind it just naturally understands how to invent things. Jeffries, he doesn't understand; it just happens.
Right, it's like telepathy versus telekinesis, almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So halfway across the continent, Heather is processing her grief in the hospital when she's visited by an old pal, Wolverine.
Hey, he's finally here in reality.
But back in the fish ship,
we
finally see the terrible creature that's been hatched from the second cosmic egg, a blob of shifting ooze that occasionally takes the form of one of the creatures it's killed. In this case, the toddler from a couple issues back, and slowly shifts its features into a monster.
This is, to me, this is scary. This is an amorphous blob. Like, it's got tentacles and strands sticking out from it, but it takes the features of the toddler that it killed and then just turns it into, it gives it huge fangs, and it slowly morphs into a monster that is capable of killing many humans. It's very... not to keep recommending books. This isn't that sort of podcast, but
it's a podcast explicitly about books, Pat.
Jeff VanderMeer's Southern Reach series, the first of which is Annihilation. They made a movie based on it. It's very reminiscent of that sort of stuff, where it's like, oh, there's some sort of unknown horror that can assume the genetic code of another creature and figure out how to manipulate it into a more deadly creature.
It's got shades of Philip K. Dick, but it's also got the general feel of like Lovecraft.
Yeah, that sense of dread that you should have about it.
Right.
Scary stuff.
It and Marina immediately engage in what the Master refers to as combat, though Puck thinks they're doing something else.
He's right.
No time for that now, though. He's got to find a way out of this tube. He knows exactly what will get the Master to release him. He dies.
Oh.
So, and then the issue ends and Puck is gone. Now,
Puck.
All of his life monitoring systems flatline, and the Master, curious about how he could have possibly died so suddenly, even though 3 panels ago he was wondering how he was still alive. He opens the tube, but of course Puck was only pretending to be dead. Pat, it was with a trick he learned in the Orient.
Which you're allowed to say. That's not...
Wait, I don't think you are.
You're allowed to refer to the area as the Orient. It's strange. It's old-timey, but that part isn't racist.
I thought you were...
or if it is, we should cut this.
I thought you were only allowed to... we can look it up, but I thought you were only allowed to refer to human-made goods from that region as Oriental. But you were not allowed to refer to it as the Orient, nor were you allowed to refer to people.
Nor should you ever refer to people as if they're objects. Okay, so it's not a slur.
Yeah, okay, so we did some looking.
If we're forward-thinking people, we shouldn't be saying it.
You probably shouldn't be saying it because it is...
centralizes the West.
Yeah, but he's not fully...
He's not saying a
We're
slur.
not canceling Puck. We're not canceling Puck. We're just saying Puck needs to do some learning.
He needs to sit his ass down and listen. And so do we.
Of course, Puck was only pretending to be dead. Oh, yeah. He was fooling all the censors through his indomitable will. He kicks the Master and lets Namor out of his tube, then rips the helmet off the Master's head. And throws... What? This reminds me of something. Okay, we'll get to it. And throws it at the tank, releasing Marina and the creature. But it turns out the helmet was actually melded to the Master and provided him with his ability to control the monster. There's a scene in something, and I cannot remember what it is, where somebody rips what looks like a hat or a mask or something off somebody, and they're like, that's part of my face!
Ugh.
Well, and it was it was played for laughs and whatever this was, but this is that same scene.
It's pretty graphic here, where you see the skin of the top half of his head ripped off.
Yeah.
When he's like, you idiot, that wasn't a helmet, that was the top of my head.
That was my head, actually.
That hurt. And also the monster is now loose.
Now you're right, it's loose, it's flailing around inside the fish ship. And triggers the self-destruct mechanism. Namor, trying to fight off Pharaoh Marina without hurting her, hurls her out of a breach in the hull, then grabs Puck and pulls him to the surface just as the fish ship explodes. And then Puck dies from the bends.
They do. They shoot to the surface very fast.
Very, very fast. And they make it so clear how deep underwater they are. And they even make it clear. He even makes it clear in one of the panels how heavy the pressure on the ship is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Namor would have been extremely funny. For them, Namor to make it to the surface with Puck and then be like, Puck? Puck?
I didn't know. I do this all the time.
Right? Does Namor know what the bends are? How many people has he done this to?
Namor returns to find Marina, but only finds the remains of the creature in his ship, and the ship, no sign of her or the Master. He tells Puck he respects him, and then flies off to get back to his dumb Namor shit.
I'll tell you, I don't care about Namor. I don't care about the shit that he has
I
going on.
find Namor stuff so probably the most boring part of the Marvel universe.
But if there's one quality of Namor's that everyone knows, it's that he's incredibly arrogant, right? He thinks of himself very highly. This moment where he's like, Puck, I gotta say, you're a great warrior. You have my respect. So long. I got chills. I was like, shit, Namor is humbling himself in front of Puck. This guy fucking rules.
Yeah. Just then, Marina comes out of hiding and explains to Judd why she didn't reveal herself. She was actually trying to mate and soul bond with that creature.
Told you.
And learn that she has lots to learn about herself. She calls herself a monster as she walks into the lake. Pat, this is just the same story. It's just the same story. It's just Marina went crazy, hurt Puck, attacked Puck, and then disappeared into the water. An Alpha Flight guy had to chase her, found her, confronted the Master of the Universe. I guess it's different because they got kidnapped this time.
Well,
yeah.
If you remember, Matt,
blew up the Master of the Universe's ship.
Last time, yes, this is the exact same plot, but last time it was all of Alpha Flight except Puck.
So he was like, we got to get Puck in there. It's like if you take a family picture and one of your relatives isn't there, they can't make it. So you have somebody professionally, you take their picture separately so you can professionally Photoshop them in.
Yeah. Or your grandma has a picture of the whole family without you, and then also a picture of
you next to it.
Picture of you with her.
All right, Pat.
So let's keep moving, Matt. Let's talk about Alpha Flight number 17.
I want to.
Dreams Die Hard.
Okay.
The credits on this one are a little wild. So we have John Byrne, creator chronicler, Andy Yankus colorist, Joe Rosen letterer, Denny O'Neil editor, Jim Dummy editor-in-chief, and then additional material, pages 8 through 11 and 13 through 16, Chris Claremont dialogue, Terry Austin inks. Very funny.
That he only says dialogue.
For John Byrne. Credits himself as creator and chronicler, which is absolutely right for Alpha Flight, but only gives Claremont the dialogue credit for the story that ripped from the pages of X-Men.
Yeah. And it is just, again, it is just pages from X-Men. It is not
half of this.
It is, yeah.
Release date September 4th, 1984. Cover date December 1984. We're reaching the end of the book here, Matt.
Whoa.
In Heather Hudson's hospital room, she and Logan talk through old memories. We see the day Wolverine joined the X-Men from her point of view. Guardian was trying on his suit for the first time when he gets a call that Weapon X slashed some dude's tie and quit Department H. It's so funny to see the general's reaction to that scene from it's Giant Size X-Men #1, right? Where Wolverine gets recruited by the X-Men and just slices the tie off of some G-man. And now we see that guy going he sliced my tie, he tried to kill me.
I never want to see that guy again.
That night, James is working through it emotionally with Heather. He feels betrayed after all he'd done for Logan. The two were best friends. He and Heather were almost like surrogate parents to Logan at a difficult time in his life. Mm-hmm. Mac gets a call from Gary Cody, and the two are summoned. 3, right? Mac, Gary, Cody. And the 3 are summoned in the middle of the night to Parliament Hill.
Either bring Gary or Cody. I do not want to see both of you.
Where they're told that they must get Weapon X back, even if it means covertly invading U.S. soil to do so.
No.
Meanwhile, Logan had become Wolverine and been going on a bunch of X-Men adventures until the infamous day when he rode along to touch deer in the woods while Storm, Colossus, Moira, and Banshee had a picnic.
Remember that?
Then we get 8 full pages of direct reprints from X-Men 109 when James Hudson as Weapon Alpha first fought the X-Men. The reprints end when Weapon Alpha escapes, and we get to an explanation that his suit can fix itself in space while the planet rotates to transport himself 1,000+ miles per hour. This is extremely cool.
Yeah.
I know you're sighing, but this is the shit that
this is what you like
from
comics is like.
He is flying through the air.
Yeah.
His suit separates itself from the Earth's gravitational pull. He is his own object in space, free of any constraints of gravity. So the Earth continues to rotate, but he stays in the same place in space while the Earth rotates under him, enabling him to seem like he's moving at 1,000 miles per hour.
So, okay, yeah, the Earth rotates at 1,000 miles an hour. How fast does the Earth travel around the sun?
Okay, so that is where this would get a little complicated.
But I also think about this with time travel all the time. Is like, if you time traveled, you would just
this exact point in space.
Yeah, you'd just end up in the vacuum of space and die. Like, what if we've already invented time travel and then they just didn't think this part through? Which I've been listening.
They've been trying to come back to warn us, and they're all just floating in space.
I've been recently listening to this podcast about the original the Apollo. The mission to the moon, the landing on the moon.
Yeah, Apollo
and
11.
how first of all, how it's just a bunch of 26 and 27-year-olds. Like, all of mission control, all the engineers on it. The oldest guy working in NASA at the time was 36.
My God, it's like professional sports.
Just a bunch of children creating the most, like, the greatest feat mankind has ever achieved. The greatest technical feat, anyway. The idea that they had to think of stuff like this and calculate for it is crazy. So, I guess all to say, I just wanted to talk about how cool that was, that the podcast and that mission. But
yeah, well, this is 1984, Matt. They could have had that same science applied here.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like, yeah, I guess if you're on that level of scientist, maybe you do think through these things.
You're probably accounting for.
Maybe he has some sort of propulsion mechanism that he doesn't even mention because he's just like.
Although
it's not worth mentioning.
Science happens through trial and error, so you might be right that anybody to discover this, if they don't account for that detail, probably doesn't get the second round of trial and error.
Though we didn't crash into the moon ever. We did think that stuff through pretty well before we got there.
That's true. Yeah. And that was 1969.
Nice, dude.
Thanks. Back in the hospital, in the present. Back in the hospital. Heather mourns her husband. She's pieced together that the last.
I'm sorry, so much of Alpha Flight, it only just occurs to me, so much of Alpha Flight takes place in a hospital. We've been in the hospital almost every issue of this book.
And dude, this is. So we're talking about the letters getting smaller and smaller as it goes on, and they are tiny here so that they can fit thousands of words into this comic book while giving us just several angles of the same hospital room where two characters talking to each other. And I'll tell you, it's beautiful. This is the soap opera part that, like, we always wish we had a little more of in X-Men. It is just Logan and Heather talking about the past and kind of talking through their grief. And none of that makes up for the fact that, like,
I've read a novel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's so funny too, because there's these reprints here that you can see the difference in lettering. All of a sudden, you know, the lettering gets so much bigger and then tiny again.
Right, because Tom Warzakowski knows how to make that shit fit.
And I guess Chris Claremont, who we thought of as the wordiest man on earth, had nothing on John Byrne.
Yeah. Heather has pieced together that the last moments of his life were spent trying to disarm his battery pack, and she blames herself for his death.
Aw.
Logan tries to console her when Eugene Judd walks in. So I didn't mention this earlier, but in the initial issue of the sea monster thing where she jumps into the water, Puck looks directly into the camera and says she's doing this because she feels guilty for James's death. This is a bit more subtle.
Yeah.
Logan tries to console her when Eugene Judd walks in. Judd and Logan, who had known each other only by reputation, finally meet.
It's cool.
They discuss it's the only person that Logan can refer to as short. It's not politically correct, but also very funny.
But it is true.
He has found one person shorter than him, so he's going to take that opportunity to comment on his height.
Yeah.
They discuss some old times they were on opposite sides of the same mission and never actually saw each other, and commit to getting coffee later to talk it all out.
Aww.
It's very cute. It's what your two favorite characters, what you want your two favorite characters to do.
Very cool friendship. I want to see that miniseries where they just sit in a coffee shop and talk about their old secret agent days.
Yeah. Heather suggests disbanding Alpha Flight, but Puck and Logan both demand that she doesn't do that. Instead, they inspire her to become its new leader.
Just the absolute flip. She's like, yeah, I don't think, I guess we're done with Alpha Flight. And they're like, no. And she's like, okay, I'll lead it. Okay, I'll be the leader. Okay, I'm going to be its leader.
It's an earned moment, but it is a very quick change of pace for her.
Yeah.
We cut to Walter Lankowski's lab, where Aurora floats nude in some tank of green liquid.
More
her hair short.
No, I'm not saying that celebratorily. I'm saying that because you said that.
More nude women.
More nude women. Can't wait. Oh, boy.
He asks if she's sure this thing that he's about to do is what she really wants, and she tells him she definitely is. He flips a switch, and it causes her so much pain, she bursts through the tank screaming. Yikes. But it turns out she's okay.
Oh. Never mind.
What he did was put her through a molecular realignment so that she would keep her powers, but not be a mutant anymore.
What the what?
So my understanding is that what he told her is that this is going to combine your personalities.
Wait,
she thought it was a realignment of something, but he in his head is like, what she doesn't know is that I'm trying to remove her mutant power.
But
and then he's like, because mutants are dangerous and they want to enslave humans.
He doesn't say anything. I mean, he does say that. He does say some bigoted shit in his head.
Yeah, he does not like mutants, it turns out.
Yeah. But, no, you are right. You are absolutely right. He says, I wonder what the university would say if they knew the real purpose for using this equipment, or even Aurora for that matter. How would she respond if she knew I wasn't doing this for her just to help her sever the bonds to her brother Northstar?
Oh, okay. So yeah, what he's trying to do is remove the connection the two of them have. He's trying to de-brother her. He's trying to make them scientifically no longer family.
It's unclear though, based like in that wording, if she knows he's unmutanting her or not. Like it might be that she knows what's happening. She just thinks it's because she doesn't want to be linked to Northstar anymore, where he is like, actually, I'm doing this because I don't want you to be a mutant, a filthy mutie anymore.
Yes, exactly.
What he's actually saying is, I'm worried for her because anti-mutant hysteria is increasing, and I don't want her to be caught up in it and like killed by sentinels or whatever. But he goes on to say, yeah.
Also,
I agree with them.
I agree with the Sentinels.
Yeah.
Anyway, his bigoted thoughts are interrupted when she appears in what looks like it might be a new costume.
But it's, again, because it's John Byrne, it's off panel and he's just like,
yeah, we just see the elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the end of the issue.
All right.
Fucked up, Walter. I was rooting for you.
I always knew you were a piece of shit, Walter, from the very first time you appeared. All right.
Let's close this out, Matt.
Alpha Flight 18. How long will a man lie in the earth ere he rot?
They acknowledge the length of the title.
Oh, that makes it better.
Instead of doing something about it. Yeah.
God. All right. John Byrne, writer and pencils. Bob Wyacek inks. Andy Yankus colors. Rick Parker's back for lettering. Denny O'Neill's the editor. And Just Shoddy, editor-in-chief. Release date, October 2nd, 1984. Cover date, January 1985.
Whoa.
Pat is almost alive.
It's a big year.
Why is it a big year?
Because I'm almost alive.
I'm
still dead, but...
I'll be dead for another year, but you will be alive and kicking before this year's up.
I'm about to be resurrected into my first life.
Heather Hudson looks over the Guardian costume left in James's closet, reflecting on her memories of him in a noticeably happier place as Judd stops by with some McDonald's for lunch.
Yeehaw.
Why didn't they go to JoJo's again? That's where they go in issue 13. They talk about the relaunch of Alpha Flight. First step is contacting the members. First up is North Star. And an incredibly handsome man, like a muscular man in a bathing suit, answers, and it's like,
yeah, with a French accent.
And she's like, is North Star or is Jean Paul there? And he's like, yep. And it cuts to Jean Paul swimming. Do you and there's a woman sunbathing also next to the pool. Do you think they made John Byrne put that woman in there?
Oh, interesting.
Because it's like, okay, his boyfriend answers the phone, and
it wouldn't be uncommon for a gay man to have his boyfriend as well as a lady friend who just hangs out and sunbathes a lot.
or like that guy's sister or something. Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder if it's that, if it's just him sort of like imagining the gay lifestyle, or I wonder if he was like, and his boyfriend answers the phone and Jump Shubby was like, no, you can't have this in a comic book.
You cannot have two shirtless men in a panel without a shirtless woman.
Just to be like, oh, he has guests over. He has friends over.
Yeah,
That's not his boyfriend. Anyway, he lets her know curtly has no interest in rejoining due to his dispute with Aurora. Next up is Shaman, but when she calls the office of Dr. Twoyoungmen, she finds out he ran off with a young woman. We cut to Calgary, where that young woman, Elizabeth Twoyoungmen, and her papa, Michael, investigate the skull that produced an apparition. Remember it?
I do. For the second time, they mention that Calgary is generally known as a cow town. It's trying to shed its reputation.
This is an educational book about Canada. It is.
But one chapter is like, and these folks are all hillbillies.
Yeah, written by a guy who
figure it out.
Written by a guy who kind of hates Canada. Well, but like John Byrne, everything he loves, he also kind of hates.
That's true. Yeah.
Shaman expects the skull and suspects an evil force. He warns Elizabeth about the investigation, noting that her innate but untrained skill in mysticism appears to have triggered this force to appear. She's magic.
She's got some magic.
They return to his office to do some research. Do you know who Elizabeth Twoyoungmen is?
No.
Okay. On a lonely estate inside a mansion, a cranky old man named Lucas Stang, amazing name.
Great. It's a good one.
Is arguing with his nurse, refusing to take his pills. He's 117 years old. He takes his damn pills when he wants to. His great-granddaughter, Emily, comes in to calm him down. Lucas pushed all his family away years ago, but despite his efforts, she reconnected with him and refuses to abandon him. He shows her some love and takes his pills, but continues to warn her against getting too close. She goes off to make him some eggs.
This is right where it gets good.
This is Chekhov's scrambled eggs. She goes off to make him some eggs while she ponders his words. It's almost as if he's been so nasty to his family to protect them from something. All the while, her scrambled eggs continue to grow in size behind her.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Cut to Michael Twoyoungmen's office, where he and his daughter get the news that Lucas Stang's great-granddaughter has been attacked by her scrambled eggs.
Yes.
Shaman has been expecting this, of course, as eggs symbolize both new life and life unfulfilled.
Okay, sure.
He'll investigate at once, and Elizabeth blackmails him into bringing her with him.
Yeah, she threatens to expose his secret identity.
What a dick. She's such a dick.
That's pretty bad.
Like, I don't know what he did to her, but like, she's already, no matter how bad a father of as he is, she's like making it not just his problem, but everybody's problem. And like, she's just like taking it. She's like being just like, all right, you're kind of the bad guy now, actually.
Yeah, you kicked a sick old lady out of his office.
Yeah, and now you're
blackmailing
a superhero with revealing his secret identity. Somewhere out in the wilderness, Douglas meets Snowbird. Oh God, awaiting her answer to his declaration of love. You gotta tell me. You gotta answer. You can't.
I told you I loved you, and then came out to meet you in the woods. You owe me an answer.
You owe me. When she tells him no, he grabs her and kisses her against her will.
Douglas, I was rooting for you up until this point.
Why were you rooting for? Because he brought her to the towel?
Just because he seemed like a nice enough guy, fell in love with the demigod, but he turned out to be a real Zach Braff.
Yeah, that's. All right, she staggers and reveals that her current form is a manifestation, just like any of her animal forms.
Holy shit.
The conflict that her love creates for Douglas. The conflict that her love. She loves him too, folks. The conflict that her love for Douglas creates within her, combined with his actions, have made her too weak to maintain her human form.
Oh, shit.
So... this is the immaturity thing again, dude.
Yes.
She's never had a kiss before. So this man grabs her and kisses her, and she's like, I'm in love with you.
I think that this tracks because she's like, or at first she's like, no, I don't have the means to love you, which makes sense. Yeah, you don't really understand what love is. It's not just because you are also half God, but because you haven't experienced the things that build that sense of love within you. And that's what she's trying to say is like,
and he's
hey,
like,
I have an affection for you that I'm not old enough to explore. I'm not actually mature enough to explore. And then, yeah, he dives in and kisses her.
And he Pepe Le Pew's right on top of her.
Also, if I'm understanding this correctly, she's choosing to be a white woman.
She can only be white things.
Right.
She could be anything she wants as long as it lives in Canada and she can make a white version of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I have these friends who they're married and they started dating when they were like teenagers, and they just told me the story a couple weeks ago of their first kiss, which is she was watching something that was like scandalous about kissing and about why kissing feels good, like the like how many nerve endings are in your lips and how it feels good. And she watches this documentary, and that week is the first time they make out.
Good.
And like, to me, that's what's happening here. Anne doesn't love Douglas. She just likes kissing. She didn't realize she liked kissing, and then somebody kisses her, and she's like, ooh, this feels really good. I love you.
Oh, interesting take, because she doesn't actually say that she loves him until after he kisses her.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think it is she can't properly control the emotions, but the way that a kid can't, which is, oh, I kissed somebody, I'm in love with them.
Yeah.
My friends, they were in love. They did get married. They've been married for fucking 15 years, I think, and they've been together for 30. It's insane.
Either way, we don't get the reveal here. We don't get to see what her without human form looks like.
Yeah. And we don't even get to see his reaction like we normally do.
Yeah.
We just cut back to some eggs. We cut back to Calvary, where Michael and Elizabeth confront the scrambled egg monster.
Yes, we're here.
He does. He gets out of the way. He does a big, large, wordless, almost full-page panel of Shaman fighting scrambled eggs. Before them stands a towering pile of scrambled eggs with a gaping maw. Eggs are everywhere. Shaman hurls some magic right into its mouth, and in a colorful explosion of light, the eggs disappear.
I can't put this into words. He walks through a door. Yeah. The panel is filled with scrambled eggs. They cut to Emily and Elizabeth, and scrambled eggs are just flying past their face. It's like snowflakes of scrambled eggs flying down. And then he shoots it. He blasts this pile of scrambled eggs. The whole thing explodes. The house explodes in a bunch of scrambled egg colored light.
That smells fucking crazy too.
It's gross. And then yeah, it's gone. It's like it never happened. I will say, if everything truly went back to normal, there should be 2 scrambled eggs there. Right?
The eggs were an illusion the whole time, even the original eggs. Even the eggs she took out of the fridge were not real. That was too easy, Shaman notes. Likely, this was just a diversion from something bigger. They return to Lucas, only to find his room now exists in a formless white plane. Oh, good. Another reason for John Byrne not to draw something. With his demonic form sitting in an armchair, 100 years ago, he explains, he was cursed by ancient evils who would use his loved ones to emerge into this plane of existence.
It's the best explanation we get, I think.
Strang zaps Shaman when he tries to stop him, and then casts a spell on his great-granddaughter, possessing her with the spirit of Ranak, the great devourer.
Oh.
Emily zaps Elizabeth with her new godly powers, but to everyone's surprise, Elizabeth not only survives, but eventually resists the blast. She seems to get stronger from them.
Yeah.
And zaps Emily with a magic blast of her own. As Shaman notes, she's controlling mystic energies without the years of training that he had, but just as effectively, she must be a mutant!
Hell yeah. Okay.
All right, so, number one, you still don't know who this person is, correct?
It's his daughter.
You don't know what Marvel hero this is?
No, not at all.
Cool. But this bothers me so much. Mutant powers that are what you can do is absorb and redirect magic.
Is that what the power, like she has to be hit with magic in order to be able to
she can absorb and redirect. This bothers me the same as when somebody's like, your powers are you can make an axe really strong. Like
axe.
Exactly. Like, what if you don't have an axe? You don't have powers? If you don't get exposed to magic, as most people ever don't, you don't have power? Like, it's just such a crazy, when somebody's powers are that situational, it bugs me that clearly their powers would have to be, if I were in this universe, I'd be like, okay, your powers are something else. This is one of the manifestations of them. Clearly, you can do something there's something that you can do that you can, if you want, focus into an axe and make that axe super strong. But you could also focus that into a penny or
Right.
or a grain of sand if you want, like if you wanted to, a baseball bat if you wanted to. And this thing, like, she can absorb and redirect magic and be like, well, you can, whatever you do has an effect on magic, but you clearly do something other than that, because your power can't be I absorb and redirect magic.
I mean, maybe, and maybe this happens down the road, but there's like some natural remnant of magic all around us, right? There's a thread that binds the weave.
Yeah, I guess in the Marvel universe, magic is technically science, right? Because we know it exists, we see it, so it is a scientific force. So if you can absorb and redirect kinetic energy, that makes scientific sense. So absorbing and redirecting magic makes scientific sense, but it doesn't feel like it does, and it still bugs me.
Maybe it would also work with like radioactivity or some other science that we're still exploring.
He recovers enough to throw some watch parts at Emily. Okay, to throw some watch parts at Emily. He calls it some like baubles from his bag, but it's funny. It does look in your original issue that you took a picture of and sent to me, just so I could see what you meant here.
So, of course. Because we were vehemently arguing the definition of a bauble.
It does look like gears and springs and screws. In the cleaned up reprint, it is clear that it is a bunch of like gems.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I mean, you know that I went out and bought the original copy, so the inks have smeared a bit. Some of the lines aren't quite so clear.
I love this when this happens, is like when we see these original prints and it's like printing techniques have given you a different experience than I've gotten.
Yeah.
Because I get to see the original intent in these like reprinted. I have the Alpha Flight by John Byrne omnibus, by the way. And my compulsion of collecting is going to make me buy that Alpha Flight by Bill Mantlo omnibus that's coming out.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so he recovers enough to throw some watch parts at Emily, and she's unpossessed.
Whew,
the house
thank
is
God.
pretty well exploded, but everyone is fine except the nurse. We never see her again. Shaman explains to his daughter that this is just the beginning, and to get to the bottom of all this evil, they must travel back in time 100 years. The end.
That's just how
they just fight a scrambled egg monster, and then they got to go back in time. Great. Every comic should be this.
Sincerely, I loved this issue. The scrambled egg monster is such a funny idea in the middle of all this. You are dealing with eldritch magic and ancient gods.
Yeah.
And the representation that we're going to go with here is a giant pile of scrambled eggs. I laughed out loud, and I was hooting and hollering from my chair as I read these.
Because in the past, we've gotten like we got tundra, and
yes,
we got like a big mound of earth. We got like these like manifestations of different forms of nature. Like it's been these big, really interesting creatures. And then just eggs. Scrambled eggs.
Yes, it's so fun. And clearly it's meant to be funny, right? There's no notion in my head where John Byrne is like, and scrambled eggs are scary. But it works. I laughed out loud about it and got very excited to talk about it.
And then the monster is creepy, right?
Yeah.
When it first appears, and then when it possesses her, like it's scary. Yeah. Good issue. Well,
Heather is wearing a shirt at the very beginning that says, it's a black t-shirt, and written in white lettering on it just says, "Where the heck is High River?" And
this is
I'll
so
tell you,
funny. Yeah.
He revealed finally in 2021.
Oh, really? Because I was going to say, this is a long-standing mystery. The internet does not know what this means.
Yes. It
Okay.
was, so I went to, what is it? It's byrnerobotics.com.
Oh, right.
Is his website, and he's got a blog, or he's got like a forum set up there where he occasionally answers questions from people that post their questions in there. And he said in 2021,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't remember who, but I just saw somebody wearing that shirt, and I just stuck in my head. I wanted Heather to wear it.
Fantastic, John Byrne. That is so fucking funny.
Rando on the street wearing a homemade t-shirt. He was like,
mine.
It's mine.
That's so good.
So I'll tell you what I really like about this issue, and I think it'll lead into sort of our final thoughts here. But this happened in our first Alpha Flight episode. It happened in Alpha Flight episode 2, and it's kind of happening here again, where they are preparing to reunite everyone. We have watched them go on these individualized arcs. They pair up in a lot of them. It's like a hard sci-fi or fantasy series where like you meet this core cast of characters, and eventually they have reasons to split up, but every once in a while they're going to group back together for some big event. And clearly that's happening. The first few pages of this issue are Heather struggling to get the band back together.
Right.
And so we're building up to that. We don't get to see it this episode, which is fine. We're going a little longer than usual without them reuniting, but that's clearly what this is building to. And this time, now that I know that that's what we should expect, it's so exciting to be like, yes, this is the moment that it's happening.
It is a really good way to run a team book, right? Again, Byrne has these really cool concepts. And this whole, like, his run is like this. Yeah, you're right. This leads to final thoughts, because like John Byrne is a terrible writer, but there's something really cool about this run. It's, if you turn your brain off, it's fun. Like, if you turn your brain off and skim a lot of this narration, it can be, which is probably what I did the first time I read it, which is why I loved it. And this time I'm not liking it as much. If you turn your brain off, if you skim, it's really great. It's breezy in this way that, like, again, if you don't read all of it, the story, like you said earlier, the pacing, it moves. And it's probably because anytime he tries to tackle something a little like deep with more depth, he sucks at it.
He switches to a different storyline instead.
And when you're reading him try to be deep, you're like, this is dumb. And you kind of move on.
Yeah.
So you don't get hung up on that stuff. Unlike X-Men, where you really have to think about shit, because Claremont is good at getting deep. The art's fantastic. The visual storytelling is top tier.
Yes.
Like, imagine this on the shelf and Sienkiewicz's New Mutants on the shelf, and you get both of them. God damn, dude.
And even, I know this is the third or fourth time I've mentioned the fact that we get 7 or 8 panels of the same hospital scene, just from different angles. Even that is part of that storytelling. Like,
you're like, I like this.
The reason we go panel to panel is so that you can naturally change the emotion on their face. And if you remove the dialogue there, you still understand what they're talking about and where they're at in that conversation from panel to panel.
Absolutely. And I like all the characters.
Yeah.
Even the ones that I hate. Like, I like, even though we're supposed to kind of dislike North Star, I like him. Even though we're supposed to like Sasquatch, I hate him.
Yeah. And I love to hate him now.
I love these characters. And a lot of these concepts are cool, including what you're talking about, this overall concept of I'll focus on the individual characters and their own lives and then bring them together. Even Heather says at one point, I think during this issue, she's like, one of the first things we have to do is get a headquarters, because we are scattered across the entire continent.
Yeah.
And that is not good for a team. And Puck says in his first adventure, he's like, ooh, I probably should have called Alpha Flight rather than just Marina.
Yes.
Yeah, you're in a team book, dude. And if he had, none of that would have happened. You know what I mean? Like,
unless, of course, none of the members of Alpha Flight showed up because they were all like they did when Heather finally tried calling them.
But he sucks at dialogue. He sucks at narration. He sucks at continuity. Characters' motivations change from issue to issue. Characters' beliefs and personalities change from issue to issue. So like it's almost like we glean this thing about Puck. Puck rules. As long as you don't read all of his dialogue.
Yeah. If you are, I forget, there's a name for it, but the speed reading thing where you're able to just like scan a paragraph, pick up the keywords, and understand the idea of it, I think is the perfect way to consume this.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Don't
right.
read every word. Don't waste your time on every word.
He's got an eye out, stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it's at
Oh boy,
We're
Matt,
here.
we are back. Another Pat's Steals and Deals. Can you believe it?
I explicitly can.
Well, believe it.
I do. I didn't even not for a little bit.
Today we have one ad, sort of a novelty
Holy shit.
company with a few different items here. Try not to look ahead, Matt. First item is a keychain.
Okay.
That's shaped like a switchblade,
Yeah.
a tiny switchblade, and inside of it, scissors, tweezers, nail file.
Oh, cool.
Perfect for sewing, crafts, gifts. 3 great something. The text is a little hard to read on this one. Handy for cutting coupons, doing fingernails, and tweezing eyebrows.
Okay, so you whip this out. I got a switchblade. Mom, I got a switchblade in the mail. What?
Just kidding.
Just kidding. It's for clipping my little nails.
It's a pair of scissors. Actually, it appears that these are 3 separate. You could get a scissors one, a tweezers one, or a nail file one. All 3 for $5.
You still can't bring it on an airplane.
Up next, real switchblade ballpoint pen.
Mom,
Haha, push button snap.
I got
Flips
a
open
switchblade
and
in the
locks.
mail. What?
Looks and works just like a real switchblade, but we're just kidding, Mom. It's a fine point ballpoint pen.
Whoa, you fucked your mom up, dude. She
$2.95.
She looks like such a dumb idiot now because of this. Good work.
$2.95 or 3 for only $10.
Okay.
Now, does that make sense?
$2.95 or 3 for only.
Interesting. Up next, switchblade comb. Matt, this is a classic for $2.95 or again 3 for $10.
Those are actually intimidating. If you see somebody pop one of them out and comb their hair, you're gonna run.
That's a cool dude. Yeah, you don't want to mess with him.
Yeah, fucking not today, buddy.
Full your friends, novel and useful push-button comb blade springs open 9 inches overall length. Finally,
what'd you order there, buddy? What'd you order from the mail? A knife.
Nah, just kidding.
Just kidding. It's a comb.
Just kidding, Ma.
You're always telling me to comb my hair.
And then the final item here, the knuckle buckle. Great gift.
Huh.
Oh, and this is just brass knuckles. This is just a pair of brass knuckles. Punky, funky, functional, the most novel buckle ever made. Pow! Expertly cast hand metal, brass plated, fits all standard belts, novelty purposes only, not intended for other uses.
What'd you get there, son? I got brass knuckles. All right, you've gotten me so many other times. What is it? It's a belt buckle. Oh, you got me. But it's also just actually brass.
But it's
knuckles.
a functional pair
but
of
I
brass
can
knuckles.
hit you with them. And...
This is fucking. These are illegal. These in the United States of America, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
So $4.95 or 2 for $10 for the Knuckle Buckle.
Wow.
Incredibly dangerous.
Christ. And again, $4.95 or 2 for $10.
Anyway, Stone Sales Department Inc., P.O. Box 208, Chicago, Illinois, 60635. Get your pair of brass knuckles.
Head on down, guys. If you live in Chicago, go to that. Oh, it's just a post office.
Go to that P.O. Box and stand around.
Wait for somebody to show up. They don't have a real knife.
Hope they don't have. Yeah, that's not a real knife, but those are real brass knuckles.
He's got an eye out, stuff that you could buy out. If you had a time machine that you would like to try out, it's cat, deals, and seal.
Oh my goodness, Matt. Thank you so much for being here with me as we record our silly little podcast every week. And thank you, the person listening, for listening to us record this silly little podcast every week. I'm assuming you listen every week. And if you do, please, even if you don't, even if this is your second episode,
if they want to thank us,
go out there and like things from us, subscribe or follow to us, comment, review, just on top of everything, or even above that on your list of kind things you can do for us. Tell a friend or a stranger or both.
That would be wildly helpful. That would be even more helpful than the other thing that you can do if you really, really appreciate what this podcast offers you, which is join our Patreon.
That's right.
It's patreon.com/mutant menace. There is a free tier where you can get our periodic reading list so you can keep up with the podcast and read the comics ahead. So, you know, if you want to read along with us, or for any amount of money, $1 upwards, just some random shit. You'll get some outtakes, it's a silly podcast we call Puffy Faffin with Matt and Pat. That's only like 10-15 minutes and comes out kind of like, you know, once or twice a month. Yeah.
Bunch of bonus content from us, early bonus episodes as well. Please check us out on Instagram at Mutant Menace Pod. You can find us on YouTube. We've been putting up little video clips recently. They're very cute. mutantmenacepod@gmail.com if you want to be featured on Pat's email corner.
You know who I would like to thank?
Who's that, Matt?
I would like to thank Julia Selly for the voice of Trish Tilby and Krills Wilson for our amazing theme music.
Yeah, 100%. And I guess that brings us to the end of the show, Matt. Is there anything else we should do?
I think we should just we always close if you're new to the show, we always close the show out the same exact way. We say the same thing at the end of every episode, just to kind of give you some
famous
continuity.
Sign off.
So Pat, you want to give it to him?
Yeah. As always, folks, it has been said that Lake Ontario, like the rest of the Great Lakes, might more properly be called an inland sea, for only the fact that its waters are fresh, not salt, earn it the more diminutive title.
And as we always say, would you tell the otter not to swim, the caribou not to run?